Great and beautiful Friday to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. I'll tell you this is the last trading day of the week, and this is 216th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, I will tell you that the market globally has pulled back again. Yesterday, and that has extended towards extended towards this morning. We're seeing that the market is flat, and most of the market across the globe are flat. You can see that in US market is down. In Europe market is also down, while Asia market is mixed at this hour, and also Africa market is mixed. Yes, you say, why are this market in this direction? No, after the release of the hotter than expected inflation data for the month of January in US, and the news also, this also will trigger the central banks, there which will the Fed to increase rate. But statement from two members of the committee already say that they are likely to hike rate, and that also filter also to other markets. We saw in Europe that same news is what's also driving the sentiment there, as market also is in what is in red now, or pullback, open lower this morning as a result of what the US no fear of a rate hike in US at Fed. As soon that the hotter than expected inflation figure came, and that also will trigger their aggressive monetary policy tightening, which despite the positive corporate earnings that are continuing to hit the market there, this fear of aggressive monetary policy tightening that the inflation figure for January has kind of giving signal, that is what is also affecting all this market across the globe. And we are not surprised to hear that this is what is happening in European market, and that of US. But I told you earlier that Asia is mixed. Most of the market in Asia, I'll tell you, open trading today on a lower, but more market are staying in green. But this also a sign that certain that this week that the market for in Asia market is set to close lower, or on a loss position. This I tell you, this market have been in a kind of a bullish upbeat, gain more than 20% before now, but because of this market oscillation, we have seen difficult review that are likely to close lower or close in loss for this week. And this on the strength of the inflation figure, and also the fear that rate hike across the central banks will continue again. But I believe that that is why we are seeing this market go in this direction. Despite that, we are seeing impressive earnings that are hitting the market, and also being the earnings season. This has not affected the market this morning, but that fear has put the market in this direction. And I believe that as we go into the new week, that would also the week that also that will likely usher the almost the week ahead of the last trading week of the month of February. I believe that this also will change activities that will come down that week. But I believe that investors are also over here to also know what your position and know exactly what to do, because the volatility has continued, and also oil price also pull back again. Yeah, this morning it tells me that the oscillation in all this, what is happening, the interest, the inflation rate, going to trigger, interest rate. This also affecting other investment, windows and or assets. But I believe that investors will have to manage this at this point, because this is what is expected. That when you see this reaction in the market, you as a trader investor also you also interpret what to do. That's why your chart is very, very important. Like I said yesterday, that your fundamental, both company fundamental, equity fundamental, doesn't change easily. But what changes is the perception of what how people react to statements, to data, and also what to this number that will come from different, and whether number coming from the company, or number coming from the regulators, or statement from the regulators, or the companies also put their statement from the management and all those stuff. These are the things that influence prices. But in all, the major factor that price rise up and down is market perception, which is the sentiment, and also the end of that company. If a company is putting a number that is not right, if there is positive sentiment for that, that price will go. But it is what will trigger that positive sentiment is the earnings. But there are some companies that even when they post a good number, there's no positive sentiment. It depends on market perception for that company too. But these are the things that you need to also know. That's why you need to always look at what your chart to know exactly where the sentiment is moving and what to do per time. is good. Like I said, the earnings that have hit this market are not bad, but because of what because of the news of rising interest rate as a result of hike, as a result of the uptick in inflation figure. This has also changed the sentiment, and that is what we are seeing now. After market that initially reacted to it, but when the statement from the members of this committee, it felt that this is the time that more usually the statement was that more aggressive. And that is what you are seeing. I tell you, statement and policies are the way of what of driving what market sentiment and also reaction to yes, also when company release the result, also the reaction also is what is expected. But I believe that there as the oil market also, which is the crude oil market, has been so volatile lately as a result of what one digesting one information from either from economic, another one come from the government. Yes, we have seen that all this why US has hold influence on oil price, and also but because also China has opened up, we are seeing activities in that also try to support the oil price to rebound. But also don't forget that as China is coming up, yes, they're also going to put more kind of incentive or stimulus for those areas they see that have not recovered fully because of what because of the COVID-19 lockdown and all those stuff. But I believe that once China is also making that provision in terms of stimulus for those areas, and that will also boost up activities in China, because I tell you the demand in that domain is also on increase because of what because of our activities is coming back, and that's why that China being the one of the top oil importer because of activities, production line, and all those stuff. Once the government is also going to kind of put stimulus in some sectors, or they feel that they are not being well, as they close they lift the ban, they also is another boost for China economy. I think that these are going to support the market. But like I said earlier, this concern had also has continually drive oscillation because trader investor sentiment is driven on this news, information, data that come. That's why as a trader investor, you should also learn how to use this data at any time for whenever they come around in the market, because that is what you need to work to make informed investment. They are very, very key, in our investment life, because you need to understand what is happening fundamentally and technically to know exactly what to do. That's why I said in any time, any day you are looking at market, as you're looking at fundamental, technical sentiment, no aspect of it is very, very key at any given time. There are some stuff you can see that they will be riding on momentum alone, nothing else driving them, just the momentum around that stock, or that is also moving it. And why other stocks are still flat, you'll be wondering why. It's just because of that single stock momentum is what is driving it. And we're not surprised by seeing this volatility and also slow down the market across the globe because of what the news of Fed raising Fed hiking rate in their next meeting as a result of what the inflation data that came higher than expected. These are the things that is changing the market face as to speak now. But in all, we also look at what are the advantages that this market is giving you to know. I've said about speaking that the oil price is trading around the 84.71, down red, slightly in red. US market is in red. You can see that Nanjo, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq 100, all of them are in red. Also, likewise in Europe, but Asia, I said it earlier, is mixed. Africa is mixed. As we speak now, NGS in Nigeria here is in green, which is good for us here as investor in this market. But we need to learn one thing before we continue on the chart. The difference between taking profits, sell off, and what a market correction. These are things that we need to understand how it comes and how to also take them as advantage. When you see that there's a profit taking in a stock, it does mean that that stock has rallied, and also investors are catching that. In that situation, factors like their technicals are still very, very intact, and also you see that the fundamental of the company is very, very intact, and it is that traders sentiment of I've made 10%, 20% is that nothing has changed. You see that the strength, or what we call a momentum behind the trend, is still strong, but pulling back on profit taking. Also, there are some indicators that are going to guide you to know what to do at that regard about profit taking. But in a sell-off situation, you see that there is nearly everybody in the stock want to run out at the same time, and that will not put what the stock in that. Like, at times you can feel there's no buyer in that stock because everyone want to run. That is a sell-off, and that sell-off will also be triggered by either a negative news or information released by the company or anything that will affect the sector, we want to exit immediately. That is where you see a sell-off. Sell-off, everybody want to go out. But when you say price correction is that when, for example, let's say we're discussing that price getting to a level become a seller's market. At that time, say double top or double top or a resistance level. That time, you know that that's the time for what expected correction. And what you do when you expect a correction, you know that that correction will not just go down straightly. You look at to see the stage of correction in this stock or the market to know exactly what to do. When the market corrects more than 20%, they say the market is what is bearish. And also, when the market also rally, also we say this is a bullish up of the board. You see that for individual stock, because of the help of your tech analysis, you're also you also reading chart. As you are reading chart at that particular time, you are reading chart to know exactly what to do. That's why you are reading the chart. The chart will give you an insight what you need to know. That's why you are looking at the chart to see the pattern, the behavior of those that are in that stock. That is why at any given time, you want to know at the price is correcting, where it's going to stop. But like I said earlier, if a stock lose more than them, more than 20%, you say that is a bearish market or the bearish trade, or that's a bear market, bear situation. But a correction also can be in that correction or in that line. But if you get a level that the buyers supposed to come out, that's why I say at that time you see a strong resistance support level. At that point, you see it become a buyer's market. You need to understand it. I said what profit taking. Why profit taking will come part of the market? Because it's part of the market. Sell off, something will trigger sell off. Remember in 2022, around that February, when the news of COVID-19 came to Nigeria, you saw a massive sell off in the market. Both the foreign investor and on the market find stability around the 21,000 over 20,664 point. And markets are coming up all the way from there. You can see that kind of environment. That means we must understand what's called profit taking, sell off, and correction and price correction. This is why I said let me explain so that when you see all these states in the market, you will know exactly what to do. For example, I'm not using an NGS, but we're not doing live market yet. I want to call two stock for you to guide you. Look at what is happening in FCMB and Fidelity, and to take a clue of what I want to explain to you now. See the life of FCMB here. Now this is stock that if you look at this, I'm looking at chart. This company has their fundamental or earnings is fantastic, good one, key, very interesting. But I want to show something here. Look at this level, at this level, at this level, at this level. From here down here, you can see, you can see this point either from here to here. Okay, let me take another one. And say these are the consolidation position, or so that you can see that when it comes here, it didn't break out here, it didn't break out that. All this why. But if you look at this point, that the market break out this line, and I think I discussed it yesterday, break out another stuff, but that's not what I'm going to tell you. Profit taking, correction, and what and sell off. See here, the market started break out and going an uptrend because the market rallied from here to this point. It got to as high as 5 naira 20 kobo. It tested it, started coming down, came here, it's a trend. On this was the daily chart there. You see this pressure are what profit taking activities. It's not that the fundamental of this company has gone wrong of anything, or liquidity in the market at all, numbers in the market at all. This is purely profit taking activities we are seeing here. And now see this stop pulling back, and you see this morning I can see that it has tested almost as low as what 4 naira 20 kobo before coming back to trade around this 4 naira 50, 4 naira 54 kobo now as to speak. You see this company that have pulled back here, once you break out this line again, this 5 naira or 520, the person that's going to go high is there. And what is going to drive the price? That means as investor or trader, once you see a pullback like this in a company that has fundamental, what you do, you accumulate, because factor driving the financial sector or the banking sector remain intact. And this company has done well with the connected account we have seen so far. It tells you that there is something in for investor at this point. And you know that this is purely profit taking activity. It's not a sell off. or for there for a bad news, the job opening activity that will also will rebound any moment from now. That means you as a trader, you must understand all this. For example, let's quickly also show you the Fidelity Bank chart so that you can see, you can marry the two what I'm saying so that you understand the gist. Fine. You can see Fidelity also. Now from here you can see an uptrend, and what drove all this one is impressive number on Q1, Q2, Q3. You can see it all the way here. And this stock got as high as 6 naira, also 6 naira 10 kobo, 6 naira 20 kobo before you see a correction. You can see this correction, but here now is forming as what as a strong resistance, strong support level. If you can see this way, but if you look at this candlestick, you can see this is a red candlestick that tells you that this is a pullback, a strong pullback, a correction, but also not a sell-off. This is a sell-off. This stocks are probably all you are seeing is profit taking activities. If you have entered here and continue to come down, what you do, you wait to see where it can show you a sign of rebound, so you can accumulate to what to average down. Because the factor that brought this stock all the way to this was actually very much, which was the technical, the fundamental. But now you and I, because we are traders, want to see what is the perception now that the price have pulled back, and we have seen their unaudited account, and we also expected to see their dividend or corporate action any moment from now. Now you have seen the stock that have touched as high as 6 naira 20 kobo, trading around 510, 5 naira and 510. You can see a which 1 naira here. Tell that any rebound here, if would have bought at this price, we will buy at this price. Sorry, would have buy at this price, we will enjoy because we're already seeing a sign of slowdown here in terms of because at this point we are seeing this rebound this morning. That's why we are seeing a low volume here. Tell that sellers are always slowing down, and buyer are likely to take charge from this strong support level. That is where you see at the price we are seeing buyer coming in, that might be the price where the stock will rebound up. But we are looking for a strong candlestick indicator, but I've not seen a positive indicator here now as well. But when you see your hammer here and as it's going down and you are seeing it, that is a good sign. But let's see how it's going to close today. So you can see, have an insight of what is happening in the stock. Once you are good to do that, you are good to go. For me, we should not panic in this kind of market because when you see all these things I'm just showing, it tells you that there is something in for the market. We are already in any season, market are rally, and like I said, if you are in the class, for money to that profit taking very well. Once you have made profit, you can cash out your profit. Doesn't mean that you are going out of total from the stock. Know how to take profit, and it's not a sin. And now we see that people take profit now. It's opportunity for those that are not in stock to also buy, and those that don't want to buy high, as a con that they can also buy more to increase their stake before what another move again will come. So there are those that are investing for what for dividend income, and don't forget that when there is kind of corporate action that will come to trigger both the buyers, both the investors and the traders to close that stock. And that is what I see in this market stock. But the factor that brought the market stock performance to this level are still that, and also what to support it going to the future. I think that means those the companies that are pulling back and the prices are drastically low. Look at their high, what we call high profit, high margin of safety, looking at the price of the stock and what and their fair value. Once you can read this high margin of safety, it tells you a lot of things. How much of reading in terms of their fair value and also and their earnings, or what margin of safety and what are their price and their earnings. For me, it's a good one that we understand this so that when you see profit taking, sell off and price correction or pullback analysis, it's an opportunity for you to buy. But when you see a sell off that factor that are behind that sell-off are still very well. We don't jump into it. But when you see profit-taking activities that people that have made money that are buying, you will know. Because that's why we are chatting to know whether that's why volume is very important in any of to know how the volume is increasing or why the volume is decreasing, so that you can usually know exactly what to do at any given time when you are in the market. Don't be confused that market is pulling back. That's not the time for you to grab up actually. But once you have made profit, don't hesitate to want to take your profit. It's very important because we need it so that you know how to cash your money and also smile to the bank. This is very important. Yeah, back to the market, live market, so that we can see what is happening in the market now. It's very important that we notice now. If you want, let me just take us back to our NGS so that we can still discuss on that this morning. It's very important that come back to this. Key. As to speak now, the market is in green. I told you earlier when I was doing introduction about the global market, our market is being 500 and 550.50. Market is up by 30.30. It is about 0.09. That is, market is in green, good one. And we are seeing that as we speak, the market bread is slightly negative. We have 8 losers against what 7 gainers as we speak. And they tell you, the level of those stocks that are in the gainer chart and the loser chart. But want to look at the top 5 stocks at the loser chart so that you understand the kind of market you are and what is dominating the market. We are seeing that Cornerstone Insurance is leading in the top the loser chart, followed by Sterling Bank. You can see Africa Prudential also in that line, but marginally trading around 6 naira to 5 kobo, down by 0.8. Then you can see Fidelity also at 5 naira flat, then 0.6. We also followed by UBA. These are the top losers as we speak. But we want to look at the gainers also on the other side, on the green side now. We're seeing Wapik Insurance, which is a Coronation Insurance. We're seeing the Living Trust Mortgage, Mortgage Bank is what you can see. UPDC is back to 1 naira, gaining 4.2% up. We're seeing Lasaco and also Geregu Power is also up by 2.9%. These are the gainers. That's why the market is in green. That's why we're seeing a slight bearish, a slight negative market breadth. But I can tell you that if you look at the volume of stock traded in terms of volume, we're seeing that people are already, or investors are already accumulating Access Bank. Access being 9 naira 30 trading 7.1 million shares, followed by FBN Holding, trading at 11 naira 55 kobo, 6.5 million shares traded so far. ICO 60 kobo flat, 4.1 million shares traded. Transcorp at 1 naira 23, 3.4 million shares traded. And Geregu Power 224 naira flat, trading about 3.11 million shares. You can see that these are the stocks that are driving the volume. Before now, you can see that GTCO at one topic, but now you can see Access Bank, LBN Holding. You can see also the life of ICO. These are the financial institutions there that are on the top in terms of volume. But it tells you something that for you to see this kind of volume coming up in Access, position taking is also ongoing in that stock ahead of their full year. Like I tell you that this bank has always prided itself as the biggest bank in Nigeria in terms of gross earnings and others. But I'll tell you, in terms of profitability, Zenith Bank has also been able. In terms of efficiency, we've seen the GT code there. For you as an investor, you need to understand why you are in this stock. For those that are looking at assets, we might be looking at for a fantastic dividend payout, but you see, a moderate dividend that will support price at the same time as they are waxing strong in terms of expansion. And when a company is also building capacity, it's a matter of time to start reflecting on the bottom line, and that will support a good payout to kind of compensate the investor that had confidence in them. It's very, very important that we know this. This is the state of the market as we speak. But right now, we want to call up our indicators for the class for our analysis, which I know most of you in this class understand those indicators we use. I need to call MACD, call money flow, our T line, change our T line towards 8, right? Then the last one, call our oscillator. Let's call it oscillator here. Stochastic oscillator is very, very important for you to know at this point to see what the strength behind the momentum is. Good, I will call it up. That's it here. Good one. Yeah, you can see the market. This is the live chart. Good thing is that on a daily chart, you can see even you can see that the market is still above the T line. Even as I trade this morning, I see the market is up by like 0.09 on the green. You can see that as I trending still above the T line. This is a sign of strength and confidence we have in the market. And money flow has gone back to almost 88.25 or 0.23. You can see that money flow is going on. can see your what we call the oscillator. You can see the oscillator here. You know, can see where it is. For me, it's still very strong. Even after coming down here, I still try to find stable, stable movement. It's a good one, but like I told you, when you see oscillator in this kind of ground, that fear of overbought that you come down will not exist if you understand how to read your chart. You want to look at where is the momentum behind. Is it strong? Where is the T line? And where is your what? Where is your follow? You need to know. So that's why you understand what your index action, that is the candlestick structure or candlestick or price action, if you want to call it. These are the things you need to know when you are also trading. But I'll tell you, market is still very strong on a daily chart. Let's see what is going on in 1 hour chart. Both on a 1 hour chart, market has not broken down. I think there's something going for the market. You can see that also the money flow is almost around the 50, 41, 42, good one. And also you can see there on a 1 hour chart where it is. Also, once this big one cross the red one, it's a sign also of a break. The market is waiting for a strong trigger at this point. Market has suspended for the almost first trading day, almost this morning to maintaining a ranging bullish side movement. You can see when I say ranging bullish movement, that the stock is not going up, not going down, but ranging, but still but this being marginal. But the good thing that what is saying a positive sentiment, and then that's why they missed one. But we're seeing more of buying position than the selling position, despite the profit taking that is part of the market. This is what should also guide you when you are taking over your investment decision at any given time. Yes, because of our time, we quickly look at I've mentioned two stocks before now. Let's look at what is happening in Access and FBN Holding and Geregu. Let's quickly look at this their chart before we move away from this plus. Let's quickly look at them now. Access Corp. Want to see what the chart pattern of this company. Where is it going from here? Yes, this is a 1 hour chart for Access Corp. In the last 2 hours, Access have remained in green, actually above the T line, and MACD is also bullish. I will tell you, MACD is bullish for Access, but money flow is looking down on the 1 hour chart, down to around 55, but still above 55, and momentum indicator is still very strong on a 1 hour chart. So let's look at the day chart for Access Bank. Access Bank on a day chart, I can see the chart very well because I know you are seeing it also. Look at this chart. Despite that it goes below the chart, it always bounce back and continue and remain stably above above the T line. You can see all the situation here. As we speak now, in the last 2 weeks, the stock has been above the T line, and this one you can see little once back able to break out this one, what they break out the 950, 980. That will also usher in another new uptrend for the stock. But on the expectation of the company full year, we expect that I think MACD is bullish. Money flow is reaching almost 85, which is strong for I think the stock. And if you look at your momentum indicator, your stochastic RSI, you can see that you can see sign of strong movement here. Even within this, you can see it here. And after forming a double button here in this line, you can see where Access is for me. It's a good one for Access. Because of our time, let's quickly look at the FBN and finally look at the review. Let's look at FBNH. Yes. Like I said yesterday, that might not see attractive, strong dividend might not be enough to support the price, and that people might try to sell off. But as we speak now, the stock is trying to rebound. Now it moved above the T line before coming down to rest and below the T line slightly. Anytime can cross, but for me it's a good sign that we're seeing this kind of candlestick pattern here. But I'll tell you, the stock is bearish in terms of on the 1 hour chart. If you look at the FBN holding, and money flow is around 51. I say a good sign of if this momentum here is maintained, as we have seen this sign here, and continue uptrend, that will support the uptrend, and that is for those that are looking for capital return. For dividend income investor, what we're expecting in this first FBN holding might not be might not be attractive compared to the price selling. For that, you should know how to balance your portfolio. For those that are attending the class, that will be fantastic tomorrow. That class, I tell you, if you miss it, you're missing a lot. Why? Because different levels in the election period and earnings period will be discussed by professional chartists, Rashid Momo tomorrow, in the class, so that you can make up time to know. If you are not subscribed, also do now. It's not late to also join that class. I like people that I know that every month we have what a guest speaker to talk on one thing or another. Now that we're already at this season, where election is by the corner, which I said earlier that by next week, if you're expecting cautious trading, I want to also that cautious trading will guide you how to protect your to manage your risk and also the level that you should be putting your eye to see what come out there as a breakout or touch it, what action you should take, and when it touch it up, when it touch it down, what action you should take in instead of you jumping the market and come back to regret or stay in the market and regret. So this level is able to show you the new technical levels to also help you to guide your decisions and also boost your confidence in whatever you are doing in the market. Yes, finally, like I will say, let's look at Geregu here. Once we are done with Geregu, we call it a day for today. Look at Geregu forward to see the pattern we are seeing a rebound here. You can see Geregu on a big chart. You can see straight above the chiller. After pulling back for profit taking, it get here, didn't stay below it. You can see, but that's why I said profit taking is part of the market. And when you see profit taking, don't panic. But when you see sell off, that's where you also price correction is also part of the market. For profit taking, don't panic because it won't last forever. And after profit taking, after straight how many days, get to 6 to 7 days of classic correction. It's not so good enough here now. So this morning, I thought as almost 20, no, 20, 255, around there, 217, and 217, and 200, 24. That's what it's trading now. But we can also look at MACD is, it's already bearish, but I already reversed it down. We can see that it's bearish already. See that looking down, once able to cross, that would be very nice for the stock. Where is momentum here? Even at the top, look at where the momentum is. Still about. Look at the blue one and the red one. What will guide you exactly what is going to happen in the next trading day. Yes, but still that we have seen the result of this company. But for those that are here, I will tell you that profit taking is more what I advise here, not of buy position. But it depends on your investment objective. If you are interested in 8 naira dividend that declared, because this people they put hand in their result to pay you. If you are okay with that, good. But for me, I will not advise to take position now. Rather, I will advise to take profit at this point. On this note, I will say thank you and thank God for seeing us through for the week. We look forward to see you tomorrow for those that have been in that class where we're discussing the new technical levels to watch as well as trader or investor in the market. On that note, I say see you and enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.